And if we ask the stars what they mean, what would they say back to us? Welcome! You want to go on a card journey today? Give me some of your time, and I'll give you some of your story. Well, let's see what the cards say. Hey there, Virgo. Welcome to Koi Play Tarot. My name is Koi, and I'm going to be your tarot card reader for today. As a set of quick announcements, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification button. That way, when uploads are made, you can see what the stars are trying to say to you. Also, if interested, individual reads are back up and open. Either message or email me directly. Link is on main, or we'll set that up, okay? So, yeah. Virgo, what are we doing today? We're going to do the one-to-ones for this month of June. And I think I'm liking it at the beginning of the month, so we'll stick with that for now. One-to-ones is a style of reading that I do with person A over here, person B over here, and talking about all the intricate dynamics happening between them in the present moment, right? So as caveat to this style of read, two main things. The first, this style of reading tends to get called love reads a lot. I do not really like that term because it's not always lovely, right? We talk about everything at this table, and if it's not the best, I will still end up talking about it. That's my responsibility as your card reader. The second, it doesn't always have to be about love. Promise. It could be your family member, friend, coworker, neighbor, somebody you just met, who knows? But it's about what the intricate dynamics are between you and that person, right? So as a preamble to the read, Virgo, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, but don't always be so willing to reverse. At times, it gets difficult to understand that I, as your tarot card reader, I'm not here to misguide you or mislead you. Trust me, I have 12 signs to go through and none of the time to lie to any one of them. Instead, we lay our cards out on the table, and good or bad, come rain or sunshine, we'll talk about it. Because at the end of the day, tarot is a conversation, just an energetic one. Yeah? So follow along with me in your one-to-one read today, Virgo, and let's see what the cards say. You're going to be over here, and your person's going to be over here. Show us cards we need to see, please, for the Virgo Collective in their one-to-one read. What are the cards we need to see, please, in the one-to-one read for Virgo? Okay, on your side, Ace of Pentacles, so seeing new opportunity. On their end, Page of Cups. Okay. I don't know, it's going a 50-50 split right now. Either this is a renewal of a bond between you and another, or you're pursuing an idea that somebody's trying to be in support of. We'll see which one of those plays out, because right now it's not entirely clear, but there is a sense that whoever is on the other end of this one-to-one read, Virgo, they're A, happy for your presence, and B, want to be supportive of the proposition you're putting forth. That's why I can't entirely read, is this us being together or giving that a shot, or you supporting my harebrained schemes, right? So now that we've got two parties on the table, person A and person B, you being person A, Virgo, we're going to look at fronts and backs. Fronts and backs meaning in the back, what's left to the wayside, left on the unsaid, and potentially the unknown. In the front, what's most directly communicated, what is the things that can be noted as having been said or relayed between the parties, right? Show us the cards we need to see, please. Fronts and backs for Virgo in this read. Define the fronts and backs for Virgo in this read today. What are fronts and backs for Virgo in this read today? Yeah. So Three of Cups, the idea of reunion. Interesting that comes up. What's being directly communicated is apathy or numbness with that Four of Cups on their end. Six of Pentacles, the everyday work starts here and now. How so? Nine of Cups, my own self-fulfillment. Oh, they're tempering their expectations with you. Okay, got it. Do note, this is why it seems like so minuscule. Do they want better between you two? Absolutely. But just because we were in the same room together doesn't mean we're actually in community together, right? We can be in the same room and leagues apart. I don't know what's been going on between you and this person. This is definitely a reunion of some sort with that Three of Cups held behind on your end, Virgo, hoping for the chance of, making things work out. And in fact, you got the physical space down packed, right? There was a chance of a reconvening of sorts, but that Four of Cups here now stating, we had to talk about everything that went wrong. And I think both of you are having a pessimistic outlook of, hey, we said we'd be cool, but there's a huge elephant in the room and we're not touching it. That's just a fair thing to say, Virgo. So the space, or if we were in the same room, what would we say to each other? That's actually been kind of solved, right? That is very much a possibility to strike up. But right now, where it's being communicated, it's, how we fell out in the past was not cool, was not okay. And these are the necessary things that we need to do to improve it, or just call it quits. Okay. They're tempering a lot of expectations, and so to you on yours. I think both people are just kind of cautious because, like, how did we even get to the point of falling out? And we haven't really changed much, not much communication ever since. So what do we do with that? Reveal individual positions between Virgo and their person for this one-to-one read. Show us cards please. Between Virgo and this person, this one-to-one read. 5 of Cups. 3, 4, and 5, all in sequential order. Yeah, two people in the same room, neither able to give each other what they want. Maybe that's a form of purgatory in itself. On their end, the Two of Swords, confusion. And now that we have the opportunity, we still have no movement. We still have no motion. What's going on right now? And let me get it underneath. Queen of Pentacles. I think both of you are softly accepting the fact that, yeah, we got the opportunity for renewal between each other. We got the opportunity to make it right, but the pain runs too deep, right? This is just something that I guess neither of us are able to fix or touch right now. And the more that we try to unravel it, the more we say, we're fixing it for the sake of, fixing our past together rather than accepting the reality of the impact that was had. And on your end, Virgo, it's like damage is done. On their end, yeah, I want a reunion with you too, but it seems like we're just at total and complete odds. Like we waited for this chance for a very long time to mend things between us, and nothing has changed. We got the opportunity. We are in proximity, or at least in space with each other in some way, shape, or form. Maybe that could be through job, where you live, address, things like that. It is the option to be accessible to each other in that way. But when we get in a room together, there's nothing left to say. These are two people who are trying to, I think, save what happened in the past rather than accept that these are where both parties individually are right now. Neither have the right words and neither feel that they can fix it. Okay. So now that we have two people looking at each other, person A and person B, one towards the other, show what's going on down the middle. Show us the cards that we need to see, please. Virgo, and this one-to-one read between them and their person. So Virgo and their person, what do we need to see? Nine of Pentacles, separation, autonomy, and separation. That we went our separate ways for a reason. Eight of Cups. We both made a choice to walk away, and even as we come back, because it's a mature or what we feel is the more morally right thing to do, we need to accept the fact we went our separate ways for a reason. Justice, the card of Libra. Here, the equity of the scales. The sad part is it's working just fine. Right? The problem that's being brought up is that we're trying to revive something that's dead in the water. Queen of Cups. And yes, I do think that both parties are giving their absolute best in terms of, emotional honesty and where each other stand in regards to their dynamic. Temperance, card Sagittarius, the hope that eventually time will put us in a better place, that time heals all. Caveat is that time alone doesn't always do the trick, right? Sometimes it actually requires the internal journey to that inner space, an internal journey of effort to try to understand where we are. Because both parties are kind of asking the same question. If we got put into the same room again, which you did, why can't we fix this? And that's where, the caveat of temperance comes in, is that we had all the time to quote unquote get better, but we didn't get better. Time let the situation, kind of numb a bit, but it didn't change where we stood. And so we had two parties looking at each other asking, why can't we fix this? It's because we got into the same room, but did not at all address the deeper issues of the problem at hand. Underneath it all, Five of Swords, the feeling of self-sabotage, or that we're not getting it right, we're not doing it right, we're never able to say the right things. And here for you, Virgo, between you and your person, both of you kind of feel like you should have the answers, whatever that's supposed to mean, and yet neither of you are talking in any way that's productive. Because that's where you stand right now. Last, as we move towards resolution, show us the cards we need to see, please, for Virgo in this read. As we move towards resolution, show us the cards we need to see, please, for Virgo in this read. Define the major arcana straight across the table. We will start with Justice, the card of Libra. Why are we here? The imperative of justice in this read. Two of Justice, Two of Swords. Okay, confusion, movement. What do we do? How do we get it? The reason why we're saying why doesn't it work is because we're not accepting the fact that maybe it played out exactly how it should. And that is a hard pill to swallow, because I think we're trying to revive a very strong friendship, a very strong connection here. But the reality is we had to go our separate ways. And the fact that we're trying to revert to old patterns, it means we're also setting up the same dynamic that led to the falling out in the first place. And I think that's why justice is actually weighing the scales equally for both you and your person, Virgo, is that, okay, you keep on trying to revert back to the past. It also means we have to bring back up past problems, right? We're trying to get to the good times, but not really expand upon what made us, throw up the middle finger and walk in the different direction. And both of you did it. Let's be very abundantly clear here, Virgo. Both parties dismissed the other and walked away. Two of Temperance, Two of Cups. Could we heal and get a better bond with each other? This is a question that still burns. In resolution, Five of Swords. Yeah. The reason why we don't have the right words is because we're saying that time was the issue rather than the issue itself. And so as long as we have, basically we're putting the blame on time and not doing the internal work on both ends, Virgo, not just you, we're going to come back to the same conclusion and not be able to fix anything. Because on a fundamental level, when it comes to each other, we're not different people. We're just stuck in that same exact time and place as years have gone by. Does that make sense? Next, Page of Cups. Again, we want better. Both of you want better for the situation, but where it's at, there's no room to expand or grow because we haven't dealt with the underlying issues. We just said if we met again some years later and we were in the same room, it will all just kind of work out. And it didn't, because time passed and you're in the same room again with nothing left to say. Okay? Underneath it all, King of Wands. Doing the best with our faculties, we need to ask bigger and deeper questions. We keep on repeating this pattern. Now, why? So here's what you got in your reading today, Virgo. Let's do a quick recap. Both parties dismissed the other and walked away. That was an active choice and intentional choice by both parties. Now that reunion is on the table and the possibility of talking and convening once more, could be with an ex or could be with a former best friend. Um, we went under the false pretense that time will inevitably solve this problem, and therefore, talking about the deeper pain or the deeper hurt or whatever happened, that's not really necessary here. Because hey, time fixed it and we'll all be good. And in fact, that's the exact opposite. Time was supposed to give us the platform to explore, why didn't it quote unquote go right. The thing is, we just thought that time would fix everything, and time gave us the platform to fix something that we didn't touch. So that's why I got it in your read today, Virgo. I hope this conversation helped. And yeah, believe it or not, you two are in the exact right place with each other, because there's deeper things that's not being asked or even touched. And until that moment happens, this is where it will stay. I'll see you around, okay? Take care.